smoking material, but the captain has turned on the no smoking sign.
Almost Famous revolves around a rock band, but it's Penny Lane who embodies the true spirit of rock and roll. The lively character played by Kate Hudson introduces herself by way of defining who she's not.
We are not groupies. Groupies sleep with rock stars because they want to be near someone famous. We're here because of the music.
Indeed, Penny's not a groupie, or even just a fan. She's much closer to a muse, an important but often overlooked figure in the creation of art.
We support the music. We inspire the music.
While these musicians may not reciprocate Penny's respect and devotion, what she provides is crucial to their survival and success.
She is a fan of this band. Much more so than us.
Without Penny around to create it, the wild, glamorous life they long to lead simply wouldn't exist.
Miss Penny Lane, let me tell you what rock and roll will miss. The day that you truly retire.
Here's our take on how Penny Lane fulfills the crucial role of the muse, and what her idea of the Band-Aid tells us about the magic of bringing the music to life.
Do you want to come?
Yes. Yeah.
If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified about all of our new videos. This video is brought to you by Mubi, a curated streaming service showing exceptional films from around the globe. It's like your own personal film festival streaming anytime, anywhere. Long before rock bands roamed the earth, the Greek poets sang of the Muses, 9 goddesses who were the source of all inspiration.
Muses, which are beings of pure light whose sole purpose is to inspire people's passion and creativity.
In his epic poem Theogony, Hesiod defined the Muses as lovely creatures who breathed inspiration into singers and guitar players across the earth. Blessed is he whom the Muses love, Hesiod writes. Right away, he forgets his troubles and does not remember a single care. We've come to think of the rock muse specifically as someone who inspires artists to write songs about them. But Penny and her other Band-Aids personify the more traditional idea of the muse, a divine creature with the power to make the real world disappear, so the artist can fly free. Penny performs this role for 2 men. She frees the aspiring rock journalist William Miller from the strictures of his home life.
I have to go home.
You are home.
Facilitating his passage into this wild, libertine realm.
Call me if you need a rescue. We live in the same city.
I think I live in a different world.
To the budding rock star Russell Hammond, Penny gives her adoration, encouraging Russell to see himself as extraordinary.
I'm never as good as when you're there, and I can see myself the way you look at me.
Although Russell might pretend he wants something real,
From here on out, I'm only interested in what is real.
and William similarly dedicates himself to the truth,
Honest. Unmerciful.
what they both really want is an escape into rock and roll fantasy.
Didn't we all get into this to avoid responsibility?
To them and everyone within their world, Penny gives the gift of mystique.
Now you're mysterious.
She takes the drudgery of tour buses and hotels and transforms them into something glamorous and unpredictable, something worthy of the rock myth.
Ladies and gentlemen!
The extended cut of Almost Famous makes this even more explicit, with a scene where Russell explains just how important Penny is.
The way that you turn a hotel room into a home. The way that you pick up strays wherever you go. You know the words to every song.
Penny not only helps these people forget reality, she creates a more enchanting one to live in. It's something Penny regards as a job, a duty to bestow her blessings on the deserving.
Here's the thing about Russell. He's my last project, because all the guys are good, but he could be great.
The ones who stand out from mere mortals.
I am a golden god!
Throughout the film, characters talk about music as an ineffable life force, one that can bring people together, and even liberate them.
Look under your bed. It'll set you free.
For William, this force is essential to his entire being.
But what it all comes down to is that thing. The indefinable thing when people catch something from your music.
The buzz.
He dedicates himself to chasing that buzz, desperate to put it into words.
Do you have to be depressed to write a sad song? Do you have to be in love to write a love song? Is a song better if it really happened to you?
In Penny, he finally discovers that spirit in the flesh.
I can't keep up with you.
No one can.
In the era Almost Famous depicts, that spirit is slowly dying.
It's over. I mean, you got here just in time for the death rattle.
As the critic Lester Bangs tells William, that indefinable thing that makes rock music great is increasingly being suffocated by the trappings of its success.
And they will ruin rock and roll and strangle everything we love about it. And then it just becomes an industry of cool.
When the band Stillwater embraces success, it loses touch with that spirit and nearly kills it completely.
She almost died last night while you were with Bob Dylan.
And without the Muse to inspire them and lift them up, that's when everything begins to fall apart.
You guys are always talking about the fans, the fans, the fans. She was your biggest fan, and you threw her away.
I always tell the girls, never take it seriously. If you never take it seriously, you never get hurt.
Hesiod described the Muses as performing beautiful dances that arouse desire and they move erotically. With the Muse, there is an inherent connection between liberation and sexual pleasure. And even though Penny insists that's not what she provides and tries to distance herself from the derogatory aspects of the groupie label,
she was the one who said, no more sex. No more exploiting our bodies and our hearts.
Right.
Just and that's it.
there's no denying that her relationship with Russell is largely based on sex.
You were sleeping with Penny, that groupie, last summer up until yesterday.
William doesn't see himself as a groupie either.
I'm a journalist. I'm not a,
You're not a what?
But the film suggests there's actually not a great distance between their roles. Like Penny, William is welcomed into the Stillwater fold, yet they don't really consider him part of the circle.
Don't forget the rules, man. This little is the enemy.
They're both being used, kept close only as long as they make the band feel good.
Oh, of course you like him. He worships you people. And that's fine by you as long as he helps make you rich.
This creates an implicit bond between William and Penny. Russell treats both of them as disposable, casting William aside when his article threatens Russell's reputation.
Did you talk to Russell Hammond?
Russell Hammond is the one who denied it.
And callously allowing Penny to be traded away as a prize in a poker game after she develops a genuine attachment that leaves behind the fantasy and gets too real.
For $50 and a case of Heineken, I'll throw into the pot 3 lovely ladies, including Miss Penny Lane, the famous Band-Aids. Is that okay?
Okay.
Similarly, while William does try to get Penny to be real with him,
If I ever met a man in the real world who looked at me the way you just looked at me...
When and where does this real world occur?
he falls in love with her without ever really knowing her, just as taken in by the fantasy.
What's your real name?
I'll never tell.
He even uses Penny himself, kissing her while she's drugged and helpless.
I'm about to boldly go where many men have gone before.
Cameron Crowe has pushed back against criticism that Penny is a manic pixie dream girl, an impossibly quirky and ethereal woman who exists solely to inspire a male character.
When we go to Morocco, I think we should wear completely different clothes and be completely different people.
What will our names be?
But it's clear that Penny is some kind of dream girl. We get to see her less as a real person than as a projection of these two men's desires.
Some of the people that you meet on the road are really amazing people.
In this way, Crow uses Penny too. She's a metaphor for the spirit that William's trying to save.
Wake up!
And a symbolic way to bring opposing forces together.
I think we both wanted to be with her. And she wanted us to be together.
In recent years, we've come to recognize how the film's treatment of Penny raises troubling questions about objectification and consent.
Well, I would be worried that they were using me.
Boy, if this was the real world...
Not that anybody's using you. No.
Yet these issues are an important part of Penny Lane's story.
All she did was love your band, and you all used her. You used her and threw her away.
Penny is a composite of the many real-life women who really did sleep with rock stars, many of them while they were underage.
How old are you?
18?
Me too. How old are we really?
Actually, I'm 16.
Me too.
And Almost Famous forces us to consider the more uncomfortable realities of how artists used these women like muses, but discarded them like groupies.
Maybe it is love, as much as it can be for somebody.
Who sold you to Humble Pie for $50 in a case of beer?
What kind of beer?
Penny Lane is a portrait of these women and their complex relationships with the musicians they loved with a devotion which so often went unreciprocated.
Why doesn't he love me?
Look at this. An entire generation of Cinderellas, and there's no slipper coming.
And because Penny doesn't choose to be with either William or Russell, instead fulfilling her own desires, Penny's escape from this fantasy feels less like a retreat than a triumph.
Morocco, seat by the window, please.
She's finally made whole, and wholly her own.
Lady Goodman.
Lady Goodman.
And thus, allowed to be real.
See you back in the real world.
Even Penny Lane. And something tells me that 20 years from now, we'll remember her.
Many famous real-life rock muses, like Marianne Faithfull and Yoko Ono, went on to enjoy music careers of their own. And even Kate Hudson can carry a tune. But as Penny Lane illustrates, these members of the music world didn't have to make music to be an essential part of it. One of the real-life inspirations for Penny, Pamela Des Barres, went on to form her own band, the GTOs, with other so-called groupies, at the urging of Frank Zappa, who saw them as a vital part of the rock scene.
You know, we're a group of groupies, and that was when the word wasn't a bad word, and it's become sort of a negative slur through the years, and I've been out to reclaim it for my entire life.
But it was Des Barres' 1987 tell-all, I'm With the Band, detailing her exploits that arguably left the bigger impact on rock music history, helping to develop the larger-than-life mythology that's deepened our appreciation of rock and roll since, and keeps drawing newer generations to its flame.
The musicians were magic to me. They were creating this music that just sent me spinning, you know, and they're all magic.
Almost Famous shows us the entire ecosystem behind the musician, the managers looking out for them, the journalists bringing them to a wider audience, the fans who worship them.
Mr. Robert Plant signed my t-shirt 5 minutes ago.
Penny Lane's story underscores just how crucial fans are, young women music fans especially, and just how long they've struggled to be taken seriously. Even today, we often dismiss their fandom as intense yet fickle.
Your biggest fan. Soon they're gonna wanna go to college. Gonna wanna buy some clothes. Spend that money some other way.
We think they lack serious taste. As Pitchfork's Brody Lancaster sarcastically suggested, the musicians who appeal to teen girls don't earn our respect until they move on to the right kind of fans, adults, men. In a 2017 interview with Rolling Stone, Harry Styles defended the unfairly dismissed power of the teen girl fan. They don't lie. If they like you, they're there. They don't act too cool. They like you and they tell you. And Almost Famous is, above all else, a movie about the perils of being too cool. Looking cool is all the members of Stillwater care about.
Just make us look cool.
And it only ends up holding them back.
Rock and roll can save the world? The chicks are great? I sound like a dick.
By trying to be cool, William loses sight of himself and his own ambitions.
Because they make you feel cool. And hey, I met you. You are not cool.
I know. Even when I thought I was, I knew I wasn't.
Penny Lane herself may be the outward epitome of cool, but she actually represents something realer, purer, and far more powerful. She loves music genuinely.
And if you ever get lonely, you just go to the record store and visit your friends.
And without people like her, none of the rest of it would mean anything.
They don't even know what it is to be a fan. Truly love some silly little piece of music or some band so much that it hurts.
Today, we've become more attuned to the fans' power. In the armies of Taylor Swift stans who swarm critics who don't sufficiently praise her albums, or the thousands of K-pop fans who mobilize to drown out a racist hashtag on Twitter. But Penny Lane suggests the true power of fans lies in being something like a band-aid, acting as a sort of collective muse. By being here for the music, not for all the cool trappings that surround it, we inspire the art that makes life worth living.
What do you love about music?
To begin with, everything.
Penny Lane's story shows us how the role of a muse can often be one-sided and unappreciated. It acknowledges both the exhilaration and the heartbreak that can come from generously dedicating ourselves to inspiring someone else. But it also shows us how important that role can be.
This is Penny Lane, man. Show some respect.
Ancient Greeks worshipped the Muses as they did any other deity. In his Elegy to the Muses, the Greek statesman Solon implied the Muses not only give us art, they bring us prosperity and friendship. All the basic components of a good life. Without the muse, life loses all spirit and mystique. Everything is just better with a Penny Lane around.
It's all happening.
Hi everyone, I'm Susanna.
I'm Deborah, and we're the creators of The Take.
Please subscribe and tell us what you want our take on next.
This video is brought to you by Mubi, a streaming service we love. Every day, Mubi premieres a new film. Whether it's a movie you've been dying to see or one you've never heard of before, there is always something new to discover. So in this world where it's very easy to spend hours debating what you should watch, Mubi is like having a really cool friend with amazing taste in movies, making it so much easier for you. They feature hard-to-come-by masterpieces, indie festival darlings, influential art house and foreign films, lesser-known films by your favorite famous directors, and more. Plus, you can even download the films to watch offline, and there are no ads, ever. This month, Mubi is premiering actress Jean Balibar's eccentric directorial debut, Wonders in the Suburbs. This star-filled comedy brings the Parisian suburbs to life, while also painting a bizarre snapshot of modern politics. We can't recommend Mubi highly enough. You can try it out now for free for a whole month. Just click the link in the description below.